Good afternoon to all the hustle and grind community out there, the do work community. I'm coming to you from Diamond C, from the plant, as normal as I have been for some of these other guides that I've been doing on different product lines. You can see behind me, this is a building about 300 feet long by 100 feet wide, that we are nearing completion on. We're super excited about it. It's a new shipping facility to where that we're going to be making progress on getting trailers out of here quicker as we continue to invest and grow to fuel the growth and success of our team members, customers, and community. Today what we're looking at, we've been asked several times, we are especially taking a look at step deck trailers. You can see one right here, and then we got another one right here. I got two different ones. I'm gonna start at the front, kind of work around, but so just a little backstory. Step decks, once we launched the Engineer Beam program, immediately, step decks, can we get step decks? Can we get step decks? These typically, in most cases, are catering to the hotshot community, the extreme dedicated hotshotter. These step decks that we have designed are primarily for 3,500, 4,500, 5,500 pickups. They're taking the beds off. You can run these with a flatbed, but in most cases, guys are taking the bed off their truck because as most hotshotters know, with the length restrictions, in most states, you're restricted to 65 feet overall. You take your bed off, you can register as a tractor, and now you're bumped up to 75 feet. So most guys running step decks, they're taking their bed off, and obviously the cool thing about a step deck, you get this extra 10 feet of working space up front that you can load just as the bottom deck, whereas normal gooseneck trailers, that space is typically void. You can put a deck on the neck up top, but the deck on the neck is kind of high, and so it's really the deck on the neck. You could put a little bit of stuff up there, 1,000 pounds or whatever it is of stuff, but not as accessible and as user-friendly as the step deck is. So step decks have really grown in popularity. They're available in a 48 foot overall, so from the front to the tail is 48 feet, a 50 feet, and 53. So that would be 10 foot on the 53. You just say that's 10 foot of top deck and 43 foot of total bottom deck. So they're available with GVW Rs ranging from 25,900 all the way to 40,000 pounds. Tandem axle, triple axle, so there's variation. You go on our website, there's a whole at the top, a whole section just specifically for step decks. So we'll start walking through these. So what I've got, just so you can see here, this one is a SDX 212, so two 12K axles and max ramps, and this other one is an SDX 216, so two 16K axles. Tons and tons of different options available. Really, when you get to this kind of level of hotshot, you really are getting specific, being able to get specific on how you want it set up. What kind of tail configuration do you like? What kind of jacks do you want? What kind of suspension do you want? Tons of different options where you can set it up to really be specific for what you need. Now, the majority of them that we build are where hotshotters have gone online and specified what they want. When you're getting to this level, again, this level of kind of seriousness, if you will, they want it how they want it. So you're hard pressed. There's a handful of dealers in the country that'll stock these, but in most cases they know that the end user wants what they want, and so most of the time they're custom built. This one is charcoal gray, the SDX 212. Starting at the front, the cool thing about the way that we've built the step deck is you still have an adjustable coupler. It'll still vary depending on whether you have like a 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive pickup, or from a 3,500 to 5,500. The way it sits, you have all these different variations. So we wanted to make sure you retain some adjustability. You can also get a kingpin. If you're a guy who likes to run the heavy duty 5th wheel setup, you can do a kingpin in place of the coupler, in place of the ball coupler. So no matter whether it's the 25/9 version like this one or up to 40K, this stays the same. The outer sleeve is the same. Now the coupler itself will change from of course, when you cross that 30,000 pound threshold, it goes from a 2 5/16 ball to a 3-inch ball when you go to 40K. That's something that is really unique about the step deck, the SDX though, is that you can still run a gooseneck ball. So it's kind of that hybrid crossover, you know, from normal, you know, goosenecks over to more like a hybrid semi-trailer type setup. So still have your normal wiring as far as the harness goes that runs the lights and everything. That's all normal because, again, in most cases the pickups pulling these are wired the same way with that RV style plug. You see the 10-foot step deck up front. It is low profile pierce, so your cross members go through the frame just like they do on the bottom deck. And then it's got the rubber on stake pockets around it, extra clearance slots up here. It has the rubber across the back, so you've got tons of tie-down capability. Behind that door is a set of slide-in ramps. Those ramps, which I can pull one out. Let's see here. Let's see, kind of set this up right quick. There we go. We'll just leave it right there. But you can pull it out all the way, and then it hangs on the rub rail. You got 2 of those, so it actually gives you, you know, that total working space for a vehicle to be able to pull all the way up on the step deck to where you can utilize your full trailer, full length of your trailer. Comes with the retractable steps just like the F-Maxes. This one was definitely custom built. They've added extra 5/8 D-rings for chain points, which you have rubber on stake pockets just like normal on the goosenecks. This one they did add extra boxes, so I don't want to miss the 2-speed jack. So on the front of this one, all SDXs are standard with 2-speed jacks. A single speed normal, you know, that's kind of run of the mill. We knew when you get to this level, you just there's certain needs, there's certain ways that it needs to be set up that shouldn't be an option, just for the fact that we know if we were to let the customer get out with single speed jacks, they'd be sorely disappointed when it came time to unhook the trailer. So all the SDXs are standard with 2-speed jacks. These aren't just normal, these are aluminum. They're anodized black, but they're aluminum, lightweight. The foot is still made out of steel, and it is still a spring-loaded return on those. So the 2-speed jacks make it a lot easier. There's more revolutions. There's a high gear, low gear, and so when you put it in low gear, it doesn't take near as much effort, but it's more revolutions because it is a gear reduction. Then you can put it in high speed. Say you're going to unhook and you're unloaded, you put it in high speed, and it takes less revolutions, but you have to put out a little more effort if it's got weight against it. So those are standard. So this one is set up as an air ride. We've done some other videos, but to show you, in the air ride box you have dual compressors, dual batteries, you have a charge line from the truck that'll trickle charge the batteries. Then you have over to the side a 5-amp battery charger, so if you're at home, or you got the trailer in your shop, you can plug in to keep your batteries hot. Hydraulic brakes definitely are very popular on here. This is going to be hydraulic disc brakes on the 212 and up. That's the most popular. You want to go disc, it's an investment up front, but especially when you're talking about the miles that hot shotters put on these trailers, it's almost crazy not to go with disc, because you pay a little bit up front, it's an investment, but your ongoing maintenance of your brakes is more cost effective because you're changing pads and not complete electric brake assemblies. So you want to make sure to give that some good thought, that if for the right trailer for you, what kind of miles are you going to see? If you're going to pull it several times a month, drum is probably fine for you. I mean, a couple of times a month. But if you're packing on the miles, definitely want to entertain disc brakes. Let's see, this one you can see air ride. Like I say, it's kind of downhill, so probably not as much space under the tire there as what it should be, but this one does have the front lift axle is off the ground a couple of inches there, and so lift axle is great for running empty or very lightly loaded. You can run across tolls and don't have as much axles on the ground, so reduce toll fees there. And again, less wear and tear on your brakes and tires and those things. So moving on back, this one they did, it appears to be a 72-inch spread. That's something that is very popular as well. If you're going to do air ride, entertain doing a spread, especially on the longer ones. That really helps with weight distribution on the truck. You get those axles further together, it's actually going to put a lot more, like say you put them further together and your weight is out in the middle of the arch there, it's going to put a whole lot more transfer weight onto the truck, thus being harder on the truck, more wear and tear. So if you do the spread axles, it actually allows the trailer to work a little bit more than what the truck is and utilize the suspension on the trailer. Moving back, I've got the max ramps set up like this to show you, on max ramps, you can, when they're both down, you can use the full length of this bottom deck to haul on top of the diamond plate. Say you pull a vehicle up though, and the back bumper of the truck is in here, you can actually fold the ramp up and pin it in place so that you can overhang the dovetail. So that's pretty neat with the max ramps. You can make it, makes it more versatile. So looking at this one over here, the 216, same thing with the max ramps, but what I want to show you, it has an extra set of steps here, and then it has the slide track all the way down. It's in between the wheels and tires, and then in front and behind. And this is for the 4-inch ratchets that are like the 18-wheelers going down the road. It allows you to have tie down up to slide up and down, to where you're not just limited to your stake pockets and chain spools. You've got tie down all the way up and down each side. This one also has a 102-inch long, 8.5 feet dunnage rack. So to haul your 4x4s that you set on the deck, to be able to haul bundles or things like that, it's handy to have. I've seen a lot of guys also use those to put tarps in. They'll put their tarps folded up in there nice, and you can secure them in that box. It makes for good storage that's easily accessible. They've also got up under there extra storage box on that one. You do on the SDX, when you do the slide track, it does figure it for the step deck as well. So you've got a couple of ratchets here as well. This one, it is max ramp, but it was spec'd with the Stillwell hydraulic jacks. When you're looking at investing in something like this, give some serious consideration to hydraulic jacks. Even if you're only unhooking every now and then, say you stay hooked up all the time, 2-speed jacks, leave it alone, they work great. But if you're gonna unhook, hardly ever, hydraulic jacks are the way to go. If you've ever used them, they will definitely make you throw rocks at regular jacks. When it's a push of the button, you don't get back in the truck sweating like I am right now. It makes it a more enjoyable experience. It is kind of a premium option, but it's a lot more, again, enjoyable experience. So the step decks like the 216, we automatically, when they're that long, we do some reinforcements to the bottom of the I-beam, make the bottom flanges is thicker, to where that it's kind of built more purposeful for what the job is, that it's being done, which is staying hooked up a lot and running high mileage and being stressed and concentrated weight, and then being able to load this front end. So we do take into consideration on the frame beams, that this trailer is purpose built to hot shot like crazy. So let's see, did I miss anything? These do also have the ability, you can see this one hasn't been outfitted with it yet, but right there it is really cool because there's hideaway winch opportunity there. That square hole is where the fair lead goes, and then the winch is mounted on the backside, so it's out of sight, out of mind. But when you get ready to use it, it is very nifty to have. Obviously, if you haul much or haul vehicles much, you get on site, you never know what you may run into, right? Hot shotters, you get to the site, the broker or the customer, whoever didn't tell you, oh yeah, that truck doesn't run or that machine is down. No problem, let's hook up the winch and we'll drag it up on there and we'll call on it and get the job done. So again, on the website, you can go look at SDXs and really get creative, because there's so many options. Also on our website, there is dimension PDFs that show you the lengths. They show you different dimensions as far as deck height and how long, you know, how high is the step and all that good stuff on our website. Lots of material there. Take a minute, click over on the Learning Center. When you're setting one of these up, you know, obviously lots of different options on suspension and brakes and all that stuff. There's lots of rich content there that you can, if you're a trailer nerd like me, which is kind of my common term, trailer nerd, but if you're fascinated and really trying to learn more, that Learning Center is almost invaluable, because you can learn so much in a short period of time. So we appreciate you taking the time with us to look today over these step decks. If you have any questions or you would like to see anything else, make sure to comment it below, and we will definitely do our best to do a vlog video to kind of walk through whatever it is you want to see. Make sure to like this and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of our latest videos, and we'll see you on the road. Wait, one more thing. I almost forgot. Gosh, I should probably write this stuff down a little bit. I almost forgot. Loading options on SDX. There are 4 different loading options available on the SDX. We looked at the max ramps today, which if you want to find out more about that, you can YouTube Diamond C's max ramps. Then you've got the straight deck, which is just straight deck. Obviously slide-in ramps are standard on that, in hydraulic dovetail. And 4th would be the XDR package, which not as popular on SDX. Really, the 3 that take the main presence on the SDX is max ramp, straight deck, hydraulic dove. So take a second, you can look on our website, you can YouTube, and we have some loading options videos for FMAX and SDX and PX trailers, which they all share the same top loading options. You can look there. They're again hydraulic dove, straight deck, max ramp. Peace.